Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 1:37 a.m. on this absolutely beautiful Saturday evening going into Sunday morning. It is 62 degrees outside. Seems a little bit warmer than that. And this has been a completely lazy Saturday evening. Well, I guess kind of. I was uploading videos the majority of the evening because I got started kind of late today. Alex had to work this morning, do a bunch of work stuff. So he got done about 1:30, and the ongoing saga of this dog door that he is trying to fix for us on the patio, he's trying to figure all that out, and then he went downtown to see a friend of his that he hadn't seen in a while. And she was like, one of his really good friends that he hung out with, his friend Jason that passed away last year. If you guys have watched my vlog for a while, it was exactly a year ago this week. Alex's his like best guy friend passed away in a tragic car accident, and so they just got together to kind of catch up, and the three of them used to hang out together and do a lot of stuff together. So I think Alex has just really been missing his friend this week. You know, it's tough. And so he went down and hung out with her for a little while, and then he was actually supposed to go to a birthday dinner tonight, and he came home and he was exhausted, and he was like, I'm just gonna stay in tonight. Well, I had ran out to go get coffee and do a review video when he was like on his way home. And so then when I got home, he had made himself a bunch of chicken fingers and fries. And I said, I thought you had a birthday dinner at like this restaurant in Carmel that he was gonna go to. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna go. He's like, I'm so exhausted, I just wanna kinda hang out at home tonight. And I was like, okay. So he ate his dinner, and then I was gonna film some videos. So he went upstairs, and while I was filming the videos, which took me literally like 30 or 40 minutes, he fell asleep. And that was at like 5:30 or 6. And so I went upstairs because I was getting ready to go outside and call Tanya, see what she was doing. And he's like, I don't know why I'm so tired. I said, well, babe, just get some rest. You obviously need to get some rest. So he's like, yeah, I think I am. So I turned on the fan for him and covered him up, and the dogs were up there hanging out and napping with him. And he has been sleeping off and on ever since. The entire night. He literally just like woke up probably about an hour ago. We were just sitting in bed talking. I went upstairs and lay down about 9:30, something like that. And I laid down till about, well, 12. I've been shopping online a little bit. I'm getting pool ready. I was looking at two different, I want like a pool bag. My pool game is very serious this year, okay? Because I enjoyed it so much last year that I'm like, okay, this is my plan. So, two things that I love: making videos and going to the pool. So this is gonna be my summer. I am so ready for it. And I'm gonna get up in the mornings. I'm gonna try to get up earlier, at least several days of the week when it's supposed to be really nice out. And I'm gonna do like my drama video, Peterisms, because that'd be a good start for my day anyway, to do a Peterisms video in the morning. And then like a review video on the way to get my coffee or whatever. And then I'm gonna go to the pool and hang out in the afternoon, and then come back and upload the videos and get that stuff done. And then take a little bit of a nap, and then eat dinner with my husband and have some husband time. And that's gonna be my summer. I'm real excited about it. I know it sounds, there's the hotel that I was talking about last night right back there. I know it probably sounds corny to people, but I'm like, I'm really excited about it. Just kind of reading by the pool, and, you know, hanging out with my neighbors and Tanya and my sponsor, and, you know, going to dinner with Alex and having some, you know, romantic time and stuff. I'm excited about it. So I have this little North Face backpack that I carry everything in, but then I've always got like an extra t-shirt and a towel and just stuff like hanging everywhere. So, you know, in a water bottle, I'm carrying like all of this stuff because it won't fit in there. And so I thought, I want like a beach tote, you know what I mean? This year for like the pool, like a pool tote. So I got online and Alex has one. He has like is it like a strawish kind of one? And then he also has a Scout bag, if you know that brand Scout, he really likes. So he likes the kind of tote bag. So I was like, well, first of all, I was looking at this Patagonia one, but I couldn't really tell how big it was in the pictures. There was like a ginormous one that was like $99, and I thought, I don't think I need one that's that big. And then there was a smaller one, but it looked like you could roll up a towel and put it in there, but it didn't look like you could just throw like towels and shirts and all kinds of stuff up in there. So I was like, but I liked the smaller one. Because I also thought for like, if we, you know, go on vacation or whatever, it actually would be like a good like beach tote kind of thing to just like, you know, take stuff, book and everything in, you know? So I wanted to get that one. And they had it in blue and they also had it in black. But then I had found a North Face one that actually has pockets in front of it and stuff, and it's a little bit bigger and deeper. And it has like a place for your sunglasses, a place for your like phone and cords and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is like really like, this is something I could use every day going to the pool, right? So I got online and I was looking at them, and this is, when I talk about online shopping, this is, I constantly am comparing and looking at stuff. So I ended up buying both of them. And I thought Alex can use one and I can use the other, and then we can also like, you know, I can interchange them out from day to day. So I'm excited about that. And then I wanted some new beach towels because we've had like the same beach towels for years on end. So I just went on Amazon. I actually looked up like best beach towels or whatever. I know this is so stupid, isn't it? I'm just real excited about this summer. And so I looked up best beach towels, and actually the best beach towels overall rated were on Amazon, and they were like $23 for two. They were these like striped cabana towels that are like large. So I got two of those, and then I got one of those Turkish towels. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They're supposed to be like those fast, they have like fringe on the end of them, tassels. They're supposed to be like fast drying towels, but they're not really towels, they're just like cotton material. But I got one of those too, because I thought just to throw over a chair or something, you know, like while I'm at the pool would be kind of fun. And now I'm all ready for the summer. So, all ready for the pool. That stuff will be coming in the next week, so I'm excited about that. That'll be here before the pool opens. I actually drove by the pool today. I said this in another video, and somebody said I can just see Peter driving by the pool every day to see if it's open. Well, so here's the thing. So the place that I got a membership with Tanya, like I know they open on May 31st because when I went to go pay my dues, the guy was like, I said, well, how do I get like because you get a card, like you can't get into the place without like having like a card thing. And he goes, you can just come here on May 31st or any day after that and just pick up your card that day and your passes and stuff like that, because you get like so many guest passes. And I was like, okay. So, and he said, I think he even said that day, he was like, rain or shine, we'll be open that day. And I was like, okay. But like our pool, it just kind of depends on whenever they choose to open it. And last year, I know that it opened later because of COVID restrictions. So I don't know what restrictions are in place this year for pools. Since we are considered semi-public, they had to follow certain rules. I looked, we haven't gotten any emails about it. There was nothing in our neighborhood Scoop magazine about it. So I don't know what's going on with the neighborhood pool. But usually they start about 2 weeks out cleaning it out. And I mean, we're like a week and a half from May 31st and they haven't done anything to the pool. Nothing. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. I hope they're not going to wait till late in the summer to open it. I will say that. This would have been a perfect weekend for the pool to be open because it was so nice outside all weekend. tomorrow we are going to have brunch with our friends Aaron and Eric. Melissa and Jason may come. We're doing that. And just kind of hanging out for the rest of the day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to make... If stuff is going on, I'll make videos. I have had such a good response on my Peterisms channel lately. And I said a bunch about it on the video that I posted today, but it just makes me so happy. I love that channel so much, just reading those meditations. And it's so, like, cathartic for me. Because I kind of talk out loud what I learned from the meditation in a way that I don't do if I just sit there and read it to myself. And yeah, it's just, I love that channel so much. And I don't really look at views a lot and stuff. And I had just seen the other day something about I went over there and I was like just looking at kind of the view. I was like, you know, I'm getting more views on these videos than I used to get. So that was cool. And but I love that channel so much. So I may do one tomorrow. Depends on if there's any drama. Somebody said on my video today, they said it must be a slow drama day if Peter's breaking down the Shane Dawson merch. I'm like, you think? It was a real slow drama day today. But I also like, on the drama channel, some days I just want to do what I consider lighthearted drama. Like, I just don't really want to get into, like, it can be very, like, sometimes it's just a lot. And I like to do the more lighthearted drama. That's what I've always enjoyed doing over there, you know? Where it's not super deep stuff. I actually like the videos the most, and I know the people that like it to watch it for like my personality or for the jokes or whatever, they like those, but I know that the people that come there for the drama don't like these kind of videos. But my favorite kind of videos to make on the drama channel are like when I'm using a lot of props and I do the drama phone and I mean, that to me is what's fun about that channel. I enjoy talking about the drama. I enjoy having an opinion about it. It's very much like sitting down with like Tanya in the car and us talking about like anything pop culture and what our opinions about it. Like, I like that as well. And some of the conversations that I have over there that are a little bit more serious, I enjoy that as well, because I think it's, you know, it's fun to have conversations about stuff that's going on. But sometimes it just gets like to be really, I don't even know that I think dark, I've said in the past, but I don't even know if that I think is that a really, I mean, it just gets very serious, some of it, you know, and it's like, okay, this is supposed to be like a lighthearted kind of like, you know, drama gossip channel. It's sometimes the stuff that, and then I feel like I should be talking about it because it is the stuff that's going on, right? And I think for a while there, when there was like a probably a good 3 to 4 weeks where it was like everything that was coming up as far as to talk about was very, very serious. I think to some degree it was kind of taking a toll on me a little bit. Because I was used to having that channel as being my like, ha 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 ha, flipping some fans and stuff, you know? And it wasn't that. It was just serious stuff. And I just wasn't enjoying it. I mean, I enjoyed making the videos, but I wasn't enjoying having that conversation every day about stuff over there, you know? So, anyway, on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I am having so much fun on that channel. But what happens is, like with my BookTube channel as well, those are kind of the two channels that I wait until the very end to film something on. So depending on how much energy I have left, because like today I was going to film an Audible haul on my BookTube channel, but it was getting late and Alex was asleep, and so I was like, well, I can just wait till Monday to do that, or tomorrow. And that's kind of how it is. Like, it's today though, my Peter Does Stuff channel, I filmed that video first because I wanted some coffee, and that's what I made the video about, was making iced coffee. But usually that channel's like kind of like, I'll wait till the end. I like to sometimes mix it up, because usually I'll sit down, and the way that I do it is I'll go do my review video first. If my vlog is done for the day before. And then, okay, so I'll start putting up my vlog, and then I'll go do my review video, and then I come back, and I start getting my review video ready. And then while I'm doing that, I film my drama video, and then get it ready, and then I film a Peterisms video. And then if I have a booktube video to do, I usually film that next, and then the Peter Does Stuff channel comes last. That's usually the order that I do my videos in. But sometimes I like to mix it up. It's kind of fun to mix it up. Sometimes to start on a Peterisms video is really like kind of calming for me. It kind of puts me in a really like peaceful, calm state before I go in and do the other videos. There are some days that I could sit there and I could literally just film 10 videos back to back. I have so much fun doing it. So yeah, so tomorrow, we'll have to see what happens. We're going to brunch, and then, I don't know, after, and then, see how I feel. Yeah. I have 30 minutes left of book 19 of the Misfortune series, Fortune Funhouse. It's a really, really good one. And, you know, when you read a lot of books by the same author, at some point, they typically kind of like, they don't, at least it feels to me, that they don't try to outdo themselves anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, there's some examples against that. Like, I would say, like, Michael Crichton, like, every one of his books were so completely different and whatever. And this is really the longest series like this that I've ever read. But one of the things that is so interesting to me about Janet De Leon is that she continues to outdo herself every single time. Like, there are definitely some of the books that, in the series, that I think are more profound or powerful than the other ones. I mean, they're funny, cozy mysteries, so it's not like any of them are that profound, but kind of. I mean, you develop these relationships with these people in these books, but like, I think it's like book 7 or something when like you kind of find out all of this stuff. Well, this one was another one where you found out some serious stuff, and it's like, you know, she could just, at this point, because she knows people love these books, she could just do like real simple mysteries that don't really have any like backstory to them that's related to anything, but she doesn't do that. Like this book 19 has like a backstory to it that, I mean, it's pretty deep, honestly. It's gonna affect the outcome of the other books. And, you know, she's done a lot of stuff like with Fortune's family and the town, and she just continues to outdo herself. I'm so impressed with it. And I'm loving this book. So I don't know what I'm going to read next. It's getting down to the end of the month. So I have a True Crime Book Club book that I have to read for the Ice and Bone. And then I'm just not in the mood for a true crime book next. I feel like I have a book in between. And then I think what I'm going to do is do the true crime book and then Clara and the Sun. I also like to wait until right before our book club to do the True Crime Book Club, because then it's fresh in my mind. So I might actually wait. Mel and I haven't decided. I can't remember. Maybe we did on what the date was. I think it was June 6th. So maybe I'll read it the weekend before and then do Clara and the Sun next week and read a book in between. That's probably what I'll do. I have a bunch of like shorter books that I've downloaded. I just bought another book tonight. What did I buy? Oh, it was that. It just came out. It was, I've never read anything of hers before. Mary Kubica, I think is her name. She's like a Nora Roberts, or like, you know, a Karen, what's her name? Tanya loves those books. But it's about these women that go missing, and then this one woman comes back like 12 years later, and people don't want to know the story. It's supposed to be really good. Karen Slaughter. Tanya loves her books. So I just bought that book tonight. I can't remember what it's called. It literally just came out. Did you guys know that John Green has a new book out? I didn't know that. It's all essays. I don't really have any desire to read it, honestly. And then I added some other shows to my list because last night I tweeted out that I was taking show suggestions, and so many people like gave me ideas of what to watch. And then apparently last night this new movie came out on Netflix, which is called Army of the Dead. Have you guys heard of it? And it's a zombie movie. I said on Twitter, I said, I guess I need to watch, and I hashtagged Army of the Dead, and a lot of people said underneath it, they're like, oh, it's not that good. Some people were watching it right then. Some people were like, oh, it's really good, I really like it. So it was getting really mixed reviews. I watched the first 5 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, this is something I could totally get into. So here's the thing. Well, first of all, Alex won't watch it with me because the only thing my husband is scared of is zombies. So, I have to tell you something scary that happened tonight. So our neighbor's dog is like a real barker. He is a Dachshund Basset Hound mix. And I mean, if you've heard him in my videos, he's like, oh, he's so cute though. But anyway, they go to bed like super early. And I mean, like they're in bed by like 8:30, 8 or 8:30. And this was just like probably a half an hour before I was leaving, and I was just sitting at the computer downstairs, and we can like, I can never hear, like if he's outside I can hear him, but like I can't hear him in their house ever. I mean, we can't, it's hard to hear things through the walls. Every once in a while you can kind of hear something through the walls. I've told some of those stories, but it's very hard to, you know, you have to like both places have to be very still. So I was sitting there, and all of a sudden he just started like, oh, I mean, like, it was crazy. He was going like, barking like crazy, and I was like, I wonder what is going on with him that he's barking so loud this late at night. Anyway, why was I telling that? I don't know. So Alex, oh, because I was sitting outside when I was watching it, but that was before all this, when I was watching the Army of the Dead. I just was watching like 5 minutes of it on my phone. I just wanted to see if it's something that I liked. Alex, it has something to do with when he was growing up, and some story that, I feel like it's something that he told me is like Venezuelan in nature, that something about zombies. And he's like, zombies are the only thing that scare him because he really thinks it could happen. And I'm like, okay. But I have to tell you, so he won't watch it. Like, he gets like really scared by the zombie stuff. It's like he doesn't get scared of anything. Isn't that so funny? So, but I love anything zombies. I need to go back and watch, every time I ask this, I look on the comments and somebody says it, but then I forget to go back. The Walking Dead, I need to know the season that starts with the guy and the bat. You know what I'm talking about? When like he's just killed the guy in the season finale, and now the first episode of the next season is when they're all like in a row, and he lets them go after that. I need to know what season that is, because that's the season that I need to start on. So I think it's like 7 or 9. Can somebody let me know in the comment section below? I would really appreciate that. So, I love zombie stuff. I love zombie books. I love zombie movies. I've watched them for years. I have Rotten Ruin. That's actually a book series that I want to read. I sponsored this guy a long time ago that read them, and he loved them. He like read them in like one weekend. He was like, oh my God, have you ever read these books, Rotten Ruin? I was like, aren't these young adult books? He was like, yeah, they're really, really good though. So, a couple years ago, so I'm obsessed with the zombie like books, but they have to be done like a certain way. I actually just recently watched Zombieland and Zombieland 2, and I really, really liked those. I thought they were well done. Back in the day when I was growing up, I loved like, I wouldn't say, well, I loved Dawn of the Dead that took place in the mall. I wouldn't say I love Night of the Living Dead. That was like the original. That wasn't one of my favorites. But I love Dawn of the Dead. I didn't really like the remake of it. But a couple years ago, when I was reading a lot of zombie literature, I started watching iZombie for a while too. I liked that, but I struggled getting through it very far. And then I watched The Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead. I actually thought about rewatching Fear of the Walking Dead because I liked it more than The Walking Dead. But the thing is I got so far into it that I don't even know where I'm at in it. I feel like I'm somewhere on season 2. So I don't want to go back and rewatch all of it all over again, you know? But anyway, oh, she's got a pretty fern out there. I read the book, if you like zombie books, the As the World Dies trilogy by Rhiannon Frater is hands down the best zombie books I have ever read in my entire life. They are so fantastic. And it's about these two women that on like day 5 of the zombie apocalypse, they're like in Los Angeles, I think. I can't remember where. Texas or Los Angeles, I think. But like on day 5, no, I feel like it's not Los Angeles. I feel like it's Texas, somewhere, Dallas maybe. Like on day 5, this woman is like coming screaming out of her house, and this other woman is like driving by, and she goes and rescues her. And Jenny is one of the girls' names. I can't remember what the other one is, but anyway, they pair up and become friends. And it's like a long period over like I think a year or 2, 3. They're so good. I would love to listen to them again. Oh my god. They are to me, to like zombie literature, what like Janet DeLeon is to cozy mysteries. I mean, they really are. And I got so attached to those characters. I loved them. But the series ended, and it ended like it can't be, like she couldn't pick it up. But it ended in a good way, and it was, well, the whole series was really well done. Rhiannon Frater used to do a podcast on iZombie, about iZombie, that series. Do you ever, like, when you're reading a good book series and they, like, end it, that you wish, like, and then, like, they don't really know, you can tell that the author doesn't really, like, know what to do next with their, like, writing career, although she's written a lot of other things, like vampire novels and stuff, but this is the best of her writing, I think, even though I haven't read any of her other stuff, but this is, like, the one that gets the most ratings and whatever. It's like, just rewrite the end of your book and go back and keep the series going. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't do that and just say, you know, in the canon of what was written, we're just going to ignore that and we're going to go forward. Yeah, it would probably, you know, upset some people, but most of your fans would be like, I'm so glad that the series is back on. Okay, we'll just forget that it ended that way. You know what I mean? I would love that. I've got a lot of, Mary Kubica, that's her name. I've got a lot of good books to read this summer. I'm really excited about it. Cleaned off my kitchen counter the other day and did a messy kitchen counter book haul, is what I called it. I'm trying to think of some other zombie movies that I really, really liked. Well, this is the thing. So people were saying how dumb it was, this Army of the Dead or whatever, and I'm like, okay, but zombie movies by nature are stupid. They just really are. You know, they're just not. It's almost kind of the stupider they are, the better they are to some degree. And I don't really care about the special effects of the zombies. Like, none of that really matters to me. And in fact, what I'm more interested in is kind of like life going on after the zombies, if that makes sense. Like, for me, it's always just kind of like the zombie apocalypse is in the background, is the background story, but what's more interesting to me is how the people are surviving. Like, that's what's more interesting to me with, like, The Walking Dead or Fear of the Walking Dead or the Rhiannon Frater books. Like, that is more interesting to me than the actual, like, we've got to get away from the zombies. Like, I don't really care about all that. I know that sounds stupid, but it's like, zombies just, I feel like, provide the context for the stopped. The zombies just provide like the back context of like the survivalist nature of the characters, if that makes sense. Like, that's all I really care about. The rest of it I could care less. I made this coffee tonight on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I bought this protein to put in it. I got it at Fresh Time, and it's supposed to be like this weight loss protein, and it's supposed to like curb your cravings and make you feel full and not as hungry. I put like a tablespoon of that powder in my coffee, and I have to tell you, like, I wasn't really that hungry this evening, and I felt full like throughout the rest of the evening. Isn't that so weird? I'm like, is that just who I am today, or did it really work like that? But I thought that was so interesting. I used to, back in the day, always put protein powder in my coffee in the morning. Like, when I was working out a lot, I would always start off with like protein in the morning. I used to eat those Detour bars too when I was working out a lot. But they're like high calorie, and they're like 38, 40 grams of protein or something ridiculous. They have like some massive amount of protein in them. But when I was doing like a low calorie, high protein diet, that was when I was like the healthiest. Or at least I felt the healthiest. I don't think I did the raw foods diet long enough. Somebody the other day when I was talking about the weight loss stuff said, you were so happy doing the raw foods thing, why don't you just go back to doing that? So here's the thing with that. When I did it, I knew like I wasn't gonna do it for like a lifetime. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna go back and do that forever. And I was just kind of seeing how long I could do it, because I really wanted to like eat healthier, and it was kind of like a detoxing kind of thing that I was doing. I did it in the month of November, I think. Maybe I started, well, no, I wouldn't have started on Halloween now, because I love some chili on Halloween with cookies and stuff. So I think I started it like on the 1st, and then it was like this cleanse that I was kind of doing, and it was like very deliberate. Like, I was very, very deliberate with it, and dedicated. And I just want to say, first of all, I appreciate all the support that you guys gave me. You know, it was interesting because sometimes when I talk about like weight issues or weight loss or whatever, I'll get like 30 comments of everybody telling me something different to do. Like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should try that. And I said this the other night, and I was trying to say it in a way that I hope didn't come across as rude. It's the truth. It's when you have all of that coming at you and you don't know what would work for you. Like, I know that people do it because, you know, they just care. You guys care about me, and these are things that have worked for you, and so you're giving me suggestions, and I totally know that. But on the receiving end, it's a lot. It feels like, okay, I don't know how to weed this out. Like, which one is the, you know what I mean? Like, should I do keto? Somebody said Weight Watchers the other day. I did Weight Watchers for a long time. I loved Weight Watchers. Counted the points. My ex and I did it for probably, I don't know, 6 months or a year. I actually got down to one of the lowest weights ever doing Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is one of those things, though, that if you don't do the maintenance when you get off of it, you gain your weight back right away. Like, I need to do something where I kind of like shock my system into, well, I don't know what I need. I guess that's the truth. I mean, I'm not going to act like I have any clue what I'm doing, because I don't. If I did, then I wouldn't have this problem to begin with. I mean, there are a lot of people that were like, you should go see a dietitian or a nutritionist, and you're absolutely right, I should. And that would probably be the healthiest thing for me to do. So that's on my agenda of things to think about. But what I wanted to say was that and if that happens, it happens, you know. It's like, you know, it's interesting with like weight and stuff. It's like you always think in your head, like you got it figured out. Like there's, you know, I can do this tomorrow, I can do this tomorrow, I can do this tomorrow. Which is very much, like a couple people said it's like addiction. It very much is like addiction, you know, and I've worked with my sponsor on food addiction and, you know, and talked to her about these things. And there was one comment that I got that was so inspiring, and somebody said, you've worked so hard on your mental health and your sobriety, you can put the same energy towards, it was something to this effect, you can put your same energy towards your eating and, you know, weight loss journey. And I was like, God, that's so true, and I really appreciate that. But I just want to say, typically, whenever I'll talk about it on here, I get a lot of suggestions on what to do. And I didn't feel like that was the case this time. I felt like I got a lot of love and support from people saying, you can do this, I've been where you're at, you're gonna do okay. I felt like you guys, it was really different, and I just want to say how much I appreciate it and how much it meant to me. Reading the comments was really comforting. I felt very supported. I didn't feel like, okay, you have to do this tomorrow or everybody's gonna be laughing at you. I really felt more like people were saying, hey, like, we care about you, this is a health issue, please take care of yourself, and we're here to support you. And it was very nice to read those comments. I just want to say that. So thank you for that. And I don't want to get into a long conversation about it tonight, because I do feel like at some point it's like, you know, beating a dead horse. It's like, Peter, do something about it or shut up about it. Like, that's really where I'm at with it, you know? Which I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are watching this. They're like, yep, and we're the same way. I mean, I get it, you know? It's like... so still out tonight. I say that a lot, don't I? It's probably because I said don't I, and now I'm hungry for a donut. Talking about food. I always look at that Mel's and Chris, who is that review channel that, like, they're really friendly to me and stuff. They're so nice. We did a collab video together. I think they live in Texas. But they have a Krispy Kreme donut down there, and they're always doing these reviews. I'm like, oh my God, if we had a Krispy Kreme donut down here, I would be in trouble. And I don't even love Krispy Kreme donuts, but like the ones they have are like all different kinds of flavors and stuff like that. I would be in trouble. And then somebody said on one of my videos the other day, they said, did you see a new store in Indianapolis opened called I Love Mac and Cheese? And it's so funny because when I was leaving my brother and sister-in-law's house the other day, I was driving by this strip mall by their house, and I looked over and it said, I love mac and cheese. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to come. I mean, because I do love mac and cheese. I'm gonna have to come over here and review that. Oh my God. How do you have a food review channel and you're trying to get healthy? And then people are like, well, you should review healthy food. This piece of lettuce tastes so good. No, but you're right. I know you are. What was I gonna say? But it is kind of still outside. It was funny because I was looking on, what was I looking on? It wasn't Twitter because it was local. It must have been Facebook tonight. I got looking at the Facebook tonight about stuff that I could care less. I feel like every person that I've ever known in my life, their kids are having like 8th grade and kindergarten and 3rd grade. Do we have graduations for everything anymore? It's like 3rd grade graduation, 8th grade graduation. We didn't have any of those graduations when I was growing up. We just didn't. You just went to the next grade. But anyway, my one friend, they actually live close to us, a couple that we go to dinner with quite a bit. They have 2 boys, and the boys are like, oh shoot. Their oldest son is probably Carlitos' age, so, well, maybe like a year or 2 older, 9 or 10, and then the youngest son is like 5, and it was the last day of school for them today. Oh, no, this was yesterday, because I saw the picture today. And their dad, who is, that we're good friends with, he had like gotten this huge thing of water balloons out in the yard. And so like when the kids came home from school, it was like water balloon central, you know? And so they had all these pictures of like the kids from like the whole neighborhood. There was like 10 kids running around like throwing water balloons at each other and stuff for the last day of school. Isn't that fun? But I was falling down the rabbit hole of the Facebook tonight, and somebody said Taco Bell and Wendy's on 86th Street, which is what this is, the Taco Bell that I usually go to, are both closed at 10:30 p.m. or something like that. And they're like, oh, because apparently they put signs up. They don't have like staff to work late at night or something like that. They said something about due to low staffing or something like that. But I don't think the restaurants are open that late anyway. I mean, I think they close at like 12 or something. I don't think we're back to those crazy 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning hours with stuff. Well, except for the White Castle. I do love an Impossible slider from the White Castle every once in a while. Don't come for me. I love White Castles. I always have. What's funny is, long before I was a vegetarian, I loved White Castles and Aura Crystals, if you're from the South. And my mom and dad, like, they're kind of like, people joke about them being like what you eat when you're drunk, which I definitely did that back in the day when I drank. But my mom and dad always loved White Castles. Like, my dad used to get the frozen ones that you just make in the microwave. My parents loved them. I grew up on them. And everybody always is like, ew, sliders, gross. Okay, well, they're like the original slider, for real. And I think they're so good. But now they have the Impossible sliders, which are actually really, really pretty good. They're like Impossible meat. So every once in a while I'll get them. But sometimes when I'm out with Tanya, when it's like the middle of the day, and we're like at Castleton, because that's where White Castle is, I'll say, because they have really good Coke there too. Like if you get like a fountain Coke, she'll say, hey, pull through White Castle and I'm gonna get Eric and I some for dinner. And she'll get like 2 cheeseburgers for him, 2 cheeseburgers for her. I mean, the cheeseburgers are this big, okay? And like that, but she'll get 2 cheeseburgers for him, 2 hamburgers for herself, and then like a fry for them to share. And I'm like, girl, no, She's like, what? And I'm like, you need to be getting like 6 cheeseburgers, some onion chips, some French fries, mozzarella sticks, a shake. I can eat at White Castle. Back in the day before I was a vegetarian, she's like, we just won't eat that much. I'm like, Tanya, if you brought home, because they have crave cases where you can bring home these crave cases that are like 20 White Castle. I'm like, if you brought those home, Eric would eat them. She's like, I know, that's why I'm not going to do it, because we don't need it. Now, this Taco Bell, is it still open? This drive-thru Taco? No, it's closed. Chili cheese burrito. Not tonight, I guess. I wonder if this is the one they were talking about. It must be. That Steak and Shake's never open anymore. None of these places are. Talk about zombies. It's a different world these days, isn't it? This friend of mine, his mom is elderly, and they have a lake house in northern Indiana. And so when all this stuff was going on, he took her up there, and well, they usually live there year round now anyway, and he kind of takes care of her. But so they've been up there together during lockdown this whole time and haven't really interacted with anybody. This is my friend that's like lost like a ton of weight, and they would do these things called pandemic puzzles. They were doing jigsaw puzzles every night. They just finished their 100th puzzle today. And they're like these extensive puzzles, right? But somebody had painted a picture of their house from like 50 years ago or something, 60 years ago, or maybe it was like when his grandmother was alive, because like the house has been passed down, you know. But it's a really old painting, and so he had the painting turned into a jigsaw puzzle. Like somebody, like he took a picture of it and then had it like, you know, sent in, and they made a puzzle out of it to commemorate like the 100th puzzle that he and his mom did together at their lake house, which is like this beautiful lake house anyway. And they have this like long sprawling yard and that goes down to the lake, and it's just gorgeous, huge private property. And but anyway, just to be out there during all of this, you know. And he wrote underneath there, and this really nice thing about that, if this, like, during this time that we've been spending at home, that, you know, maybe at least it's been a reminder of how we should be spending our time with those people that mean the most to us, you know. And if we haven't been able to spend our time with those people because of the distance, and we haven't been able to see them, then it should also be a reminder of what is most important, which is those people, you know, that people and our experiences with people and those are the things that mean the most, right? But he said it in such a beautiful way, and I was just like, I just really love this sentiment, you know, all based on this fact that he and his mom have been like sitting up there doing these puzzles every night. And I thought, you know, like, it's weird because my mom and I we didn't fight a lot towards the end, but we would argue and stuff, you know. This car's literally weaving lanes. And we didn't have a lake house. But I could imagine, you know, like, if my mom and if that was us, I probably would go crazy. Honestly, I loved my mother, but I think 14 months shut up with my mother, and I don't care where we were, I think I would have had such a hard time about it. I was actually, you know what, I was watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Alex the other night, and they were talking about how hard COVID was and stuff. Did you guys see this? I had a hard time having sympathy for these women who live in these multi-million-dollar houses, right, with pools and stuff. And they're like, I just got up every day and walked the halls. I didn't know what to do, you know. And then the other ones were like, oh yeah, we were sequestered here with, you know, our kids, and we just be at the pool all day long. And I thought, there were literally people that did not leave their 500 square foot apartments for months on end, and you guys are complaining about, anyway, talk about entitlement. But as much as I loved my mother, I just think 14 months would have been a lot. But at the same time, I thought, you know, it's like when I got diagnosed with epilepsy and my mom drove me to work every day, that is, like, that's a period of my life that we got so close during all of that because I was so reliant on her, you know. And so my mom, who's the only person I know that ever got pulled over for driving under the speed limit, she and I, you know, would drive to and from work every day. And she was so nice to pick me up from work and take me and stuff, even though it drove me crazy a little bit. But, like, in retrospect, I was so happy for that. Not even, before she died, I was happy about that time, because that was time that was isolated to my mom and I spending together, you know. And I was thinking about that. I was like, my mom and I sitting around making a pot of coffee, doing a puzzle, or watching like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, if we did that for 14 months, like, and that was just my life, I really honestly think I would have really enjoyed that, you know? I really enjoyed the time that I got to spend with Alex, even though I wish it was for different circumstances. It was nice to have him at home. I really missed him when he went back to work, you know? And I think, if anything, what all of it taught me was, and at the same time, not seeing Tanya, you know? Hell, I didn't see Tanya. God, I don't even remember how many, you know, months it was. I missed the shit out of her, you know? And, I remember one night, I missed her so bad, like, she was at the kennel. And I said, I just want to see you. And so I drove up to the kennel. This is so, I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this. But she stood inside of the window, And I just drove up and we talked to each other. I stayed in my car and she was like, 100 feet away inside of the house with the window open. And we just sat there and talked to each other. It was just so surreal, I remember when the video clips, what is going on over here? There's like smoke in the middle of the road and stuff. What is going on? God, something's on fire over there. Well, it's not still over here. It's kind of out of control. I'm gonna go back around and talk about White Castle, man. It is busy all the way around the building. But I remember when the videos were coming out of, like, do you guys remember like the water and how clear it was in like the canals in Venice and stuff like that? Do you guys remember this? And that like the dolphins and stuff are coming closer to shore and in different areas of water. And I remember seeing those pictures and thinking to myself, this is a wake-up call. Like, we need to be treating the world and ourselves, we need to realign our priorities of what is important, what is right in this world, and that it's the moments that we're spending with people that we really need to be, and how we're treating this world. I remember that, but the thing is, I think with any of those lessons in life is that they're fleeting if we don't hold on to them, It's like in that moment, we think about it and we're very conscious of it, and then it's, it goes away pretty quickly if we don't hold on to it and think about it. I'm kind of sad to finish this Janet DeLeon book tonight because once I finish it, I have to wait a couple months until, oh my God, McDonald's is packed too. There must be some bar that just got out over here. I saw over there, I don't know what bar it is, but it looks like it just got closed. At 2 o'clock though, that's kind of like, why at 2 o'clock? And that's a random time. Usually 3 is when bars close in Indianapolis. I'm gonna go back around and see what it is. I have to wait a couple months until the next one comes out on Audible. I was reading the thing on Facebook when people were talking about the Audible coming out. And there was somebody that was saying, like, they were from Louisiana. They posted that something, and that they're from Louisiana, and that the narrator mispronounces everything. That she doesn't pronounce things accurately as if you would hear them in Louisiana. Like LeBlanc, well, it's LeBlanc, Carter LeBlanc, but she pronounces it LeBlanc. And then the Heberts are like Abert or something like that. I don't know, there's all these different ways that you should pronounce things from the book, but the Cassandra Campbell, the narrator, who I think is fantastic, I love her narration. I can't imagine listening to a misfortune book with a different narrator, honestly. So, and how she supposedly goes back and forth. I have never noticed this before, but of course I'm not from Louisiana, so how would I? But anyway, I was reading that was interesting. It's funny that we're in May right now, right? So May, June, July, August, part of September, and then it'll be fall, and before we know it, it'll be Christmas, and just guess what? I'll be sitting here vlogging, and before you guys know it, I'll be like, well, fall's coming around the corner. I'll still be talking about my weight loss journey I haven't started on. No, let's hope that's not the case. But isn't it weird how the world works like that? Man, this is my last year in my 40s. I turned 49 in June. This is my last year in my 40s. Seems crazy to me. Alex and I got married when I was 39. so bizarre that we've been together that long. Well, we've been together 12 years. Will it be 13 years? Yeah, it'll be 13 years in August that we've been together. Long time. I remember when this guy in my neighborhood, he actually was a friend of my uncle's, and they used to walk together and stuff. And his wife passed away. And I remember when I said to him, I was like, "Are you doing okay?" He would walk his dog every day. And his dog since passed away. His name was Gizmo. And he said when his wife passed away, he decided that he wasn't going to make Gizmo walk on a leash anymore. That if she was free, that he wanted him to be free too. And I remember I was sitting there and was talking to him, and I felt so bad for him. I think this happened after my uncle passed away, and because he would go visit my uncle at the hospital and stuff. And he said, can I just tell you that one of my things that when I'm vlogging that I absolutely hate is when somebody pulls up next to me with their music blaring and I'm trying to vlog, because then I'm kind of like trying to overcompensate talking so you guys can hear me. But anyway, I said to him, I said, are you doing okay? And he goes, "No, not really." And I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, 50 years is a long time to love somebody. I can remember I went inside and I told Alex, and we both just cried because he's such a nice guy. But I mean, just the sentiment, period. It's the second time I've used that word tonight. It's like, it is a long time to love somebody. What is going on here? What is this? There's something going on here. There's all these cars in the parking lot. If you guys can see. What is it? I don't know what's going on over there. Something at the car wash or something. I don't have no clue what's going on, but it's very busy around this area. Do you know what this is? I'll tell you what this is. This is Indy 500 month, okay? This is what Indianapolis is like with the 500. Which my sponsor is such a Indy 500. See, there are these big monster trucks. I don't know what they're doing, but there's these big monster trucks next to me. They're scaring me. Can you hear them? My sponsor is obsessed with race cars, and she is down at the racetrack like every day for the trials and stuff. And she goes down into the pits and talks to all the drivers and stuff. She loves it. It's like her favorite thing. I would say that's probably one way that we're different. Here's can you hear him? You want to see him? I turned it off and I was turning my camera. Anyway, Monster Truck Central. That's what's going on here in Indianapolis tonight. Yeah, I was talking to my sponsor the other day because she's like planning like this get-together thing with some of her sponsees, and she was like, nothing's gonna happen until after the race. I'm like, okay. We have so many friends of ours that are so like addicted to the race. Melissa and Jason are really into the race. Like Melissa and Jason, a couple years ago, Jason I think it was for like a Christmas present or a birthday present. Maybe it was a birthday present because Melissa just had her birthday. He bought her this thing where you got to ride around the track with a race car driver and go like super fast and all this kind of stuff. Oh my God, she loved it. You can never get me to do that. I would hate it. And yeah, there's like a lot of our friends that love the race and love to go to the track. I don't get it. But that's okay, I don't need to get it. Did you hear this monster truck? He's showing somebody. must be a lot of them, because there's like, I can see them up there. I wonder if there was like some monster truck rally tonight or something. That's usually what there is. I bet that's what there was. He's got places to go, doesn't he? Places to go and people to see in that monster truck. And you can still hear him all this far away. Maybe he's going after zombies. Listen to that. He's like far away. You can hear that truck that far away. That's crazy. What have you guys been doing this weekend? Put in the comment section below and let me know what your weekend has been like. Have you been having fun? You reading? I need to go to the library. You know, I haven't been to the library in a long time. I should actually do that for a Peter Does Stuff video. I should go to the library. Just see what's going on. I miss going to the library. Sometimes I just like to go there and walk around because it centers me. I still go to the same library that I went to when I was a kid. Well, we went to 2 different libraries. I started talking about a friend of ours when I was growing up and said their name. But anyway, so I actually went to 2 libraries when I was growing up. I went to the one that was in the city that I grew up in, and then in Indianapolis, that was like a suburb. And then we also went to like Indianapolis public libraries, and we went to the same one always, which is still the library that I go to now if I go to the library. And we could go to that one because my mom, she taught in that district, and she also got her master's degree at Butler University. So because of that, she could use Indianapolis public libraries. So we could go to either one, and we did. And the one that I go to now, which is the library that I'm supposed to go to now, is interesting because it's the library that I went to when I was growing up as a kid. And it looks exactly the same inside. I mean, exactly the same. Isn't that crazy? They've been doing some major construction on it the last like year, but I don't really know what they're doing except for maybe expanding it or something. It's just so weird to me because like when I go in there, like the sections are exactly the same as they were when I was growing up there as a kid. It's a small library. It's not a big library. I can remember my mom saying, just remember, you can take out as many books as you want, but if you're going to take them out, you have to read them. I will, Mom. I promise I'll read them all. And I would get home and I would just like spread them out. I love to smell library books. I love the smell of the library. And I would just like look at them and get so excited. This sandwich up here, it's like called a bacon turkey something from Panera. There's a billboard for it. Looks good, except for obviously I wouldn't want the turkey on it, but man, I could really go right now for like a lettuce and tomato sandwich. Oh my God, with like mayonnaise on it. Sounds so good. With like a dill pickle and a bag of chips or something. It sounds really good. Oh man. Well, I don't know that I have anything else to talk about tonight. My battery, I can't believe it hasn't died yet. It's like on the halfway mark. It'll probably start flashing here in a second. So I think I'm gonna get off here now, and I think I'm gonna listen to the end of the Misfortune series, and then I might go home and either watch an episode of them, or I might start Army of the Dead and do one of those tonight before I go to bed. So I get good and scared right before I go to bed, because that's always a good thing to do, right? I should grab something, a little snack before I go home too, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm hungry for though. like hungry and I'm not hungry. I think it was just like driving around and seeing those fast food places so busy that now I'm like, oh, I should get something to eat, but maybe I shouldn't. Anyway, all right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. I hope that you are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you are getting refreshed for the week ahead. And lay out your clothes for Monday. Change your sheets today so you have fresh, clean sheets and linens on for the week ahead. It'll make you happy. Put out a new towel for the shower. Do a face mask tonight. Put your PJs on. Watch a little bit of TV and relax. And yeah, eat a bowl of ice cream before you go to bed. Something. Do something. A little sherbet. Oh my God, I love rainbow sherbet so much. I need to get some food, more food stuff. Anyway, just do something that'll make you relax this evening, you know, and light a candle, a little vanilla or lavender scented candle for your bedroom, and enjoy your evening before the week ahead. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Be kind to one another, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!